Hi, I'd like to show you an add-on for Google Docs called Doc2Form. And what this does is it will help you to take any quiz or test in a Google Doc and quickly make a form out of it right from that doc. This is the one we talked about at the Cohoes Google Summit during the App Slam. So in your add-ons menu, if you haven't already installed Doc2Form, you'll just go to Get Add-ons, search for Doc2Form, and install it. And once you do, it'll appear in your add-ons menu. And some of you make forms already, or you might use Schoology for tests and quizzes for students. But what you're going to see when we create a form from our doc is I don't need to go between windows from my document over to Schoology or to Google Forms. I can just stay right within this area. And I'm going to also minimize the amount of copying and pasting that I have to do, which can get annoying. So I'm going to skip the instructions part, but you do have an option to add instructions for your students. I will collect their username and I will ask for a name, which will create a field in the form that asks the student to input their name. Now to add a question, all I need to do is highlight the question and click Use Selected Text. My question will come here. I choose the type of question it is. You can see all the options I have to choose from, but this one's a multiple choice. And then I select all of my answer choices, hit Control C, and then Control V to paste. And the last thing I need to do is put a semicolon in between my answers. This tells the Google form to make a separate answer choice for each one of these. To add my next question, I just click Add Question. Again, you'll see I'm going to highlight my question, use that selected text, choose the type, Control C for copy, Control V for paste, and lastly, just add my semicolon in to separate my answers. After I'm done with the process, I will click on the blue button to create a form. Let's take a look at what it created. And here's my form. I can customize it by adding in a form description. I can change the color if I'd like to, but the cool feature that I'd like to show you is how to turn this form into a quiz and have Google grade it for you, saving you a lot of time. So to do that, you go to your settings, and before we turn it into a quiz, let's limit this form to one response. That way students can only take it once. And let's go to our quizzes tab. And all you need to do is flip the switch to turn this into a quiz. I like keeping this option as is because when students take a quiz or a test, the first thing they want to know is what did I get? And what this will do is give them an option after they take the quiz to see their score. I can also disable these or enable these. If I want the student to see how many points the question is worth, I check this. If after the student submits their form, if I want them to see what questions they got wrong, I'll click this. And if I want them to see what answer is the correct answer, I will click this. If I'm doing a unit test in class, I probably don't want to enable these first two options, but if I'm doing a review with students or giving a homework assignment, it might be good for them to get this feedback right away. Once I'm done, I press save. And then the final thing that I need to handle with my Google form is I need to tell Google Forms how many points the question is worth and what the correct answer is so that it can score it for me. So I click on the question and now I have an option called answer key now that I've made it into a quiz. And I just need to say that it's worth a certain number of points and select the correct answer. I'll do the same for this question. Click on answer key, say it's worth 5 points, select the answer. And let me show you what it looks like to the student. I'm going to preview this form. Here's what they see, and I'm going to take this just so you can see what the student will see on their end. I'm going to choose answer 2 for both questions. And once they submit their form, they'll get this message, and then they click view your score, and here it is right there for them instantly. Because I enabled these options, it will tell the student that they got this question incorrect and what the correct answer is, and they got this question correct. Let's go back to our form, And what you'll notice is now in the response tab, I see a 1 because I have one response. And as more responses come in, this data is going to be more valuable to you, but it'll give you some insights into your scores. It'll tell you what the average score is. Again, as more responses come in, it will tell you what were the more missed questions, and those might be ones that you want to review with your students or reteach. And it'll also tell you what the score is for each student. Now, if I said that I didn't want the student to see their score right away, I could click on Release Scores, and that would send my students all an individual email with what their score was, as well as the correct answers. Down below, I'll get an item analysis for each question, letting me know what students picked. And if I'd like, I can also choose to make a spreadsheet where the data will be stored. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.